Come on, boys and girls, the Colleton County Memorial Library presents Virtual Summer Reading Program, the Children's Department special guest.
Come on, everybody, friends one and all, let's come together, let's break down those walls. We're gonna listen and we're gonna learn, having fun all the way. Somebody said, let's listen and learn together. Let's sing and learn forever. Let's listen and learn together. Let's sing and learn forever. Let's listen, sing, and learn. Happy Thursday, boys and girls. It is Thumbs Up Thursday, and we're so excited to have you virtually on our summer reading program at the Colleton County Memorial Library. So are you imagining your story? We sure hope so. And we are hoping that you are registering or have registered with Read Squared on our website. It's easy link, and it's also a wonderful free app. Take advantage of that. Boys and girls, if you read and if you watch our programs, you can collect prizes on Mondays and Fridays. Just come on by the library and pick it up. And when you do that, you can actually qualify for our grand prize, which is a dirt bike. Yes, you can walk away with a dirt bike before the end of the summer. You can be riding that dirt bike, and you can say that you got it from the Colleton County Memorial Library. And yes, we have reopened, so take advantage of that. And imagine your story. Our guest for today is Brother Nizar, Kelvin Bluftton, and we're excited to have him. So come along. Hi, Brother Nizar.
Hi, Miss Sheila.
How are you?
I'm excellent.
Well, it is such a pleasure to have you
Awesome.
here at the Colleton County Memorial Library. We're excited that you're going to be here with us and that you're going to come not just one time, but twice. Yes, you see, Brother Nizar, he is a Gullah artist, and he's been coming here for 10 years sharing his beautiful art. And you're going to see a little bit of it today. But before we start, Brother Nizar,
Yes.
we need to spin the wheel to find out what you're going to paint, because you have so many good things to paint. So,
What
Brother,
shall I paint?
come, let's spin and let's see. Well, first, let's decide. You can come. You decide. Let's decide whether you're going to paint
Landscape?
or.
Figurative.
When you say figurative, that's such a big word for kids.
Oh, yeah. It's like this or landscape.
Okay, so figurative is more of a portrait,
Yes,
and landscape is like the outside.
That's right.
Like the greenery.
absolutely.
Okay,
Okay,
I think we're ready now.
all right. And spin the wheel.
All right, let's go. Let's see, which will it be? A portrait? Free choice, Brother Nizar. You get to decide.
Landscape it is.
Okay, landscape it is.
All
All
right.
right, let's go.
Okay. Okay, boys and girls, so we're going to do landscape. So now, I got to tell you a couple things about this. First, if you're going to paint along, what you're going to want to do is do what I did here. I put a tape around the border, and make sure that the tape comes about 1 inch inside, because when it's finished and we pull the tape off, you'll say ooh and ah. I bet you say ooh and ah. Now, so you want to tape it, remember that, and I want to teach you a couple of things. One, you'll see in a minute, but this is the horizon. The horizon is what you see when you look down the street and it gets to the point where everything is flat. Or if you're in a field and you look out and you just see a flat line. All right, that's the horizon. This is the sky. The middle ground is what's in the middle, and the foreground is what's right in front of you, from the bottom coming up to about the middle. Okay, those are the parts. Horizon, sky, middle ground, foreground. Remember that. Now, the colors we're going to be using, we're going to be using blue for sky. And you know, this is something that You can get at Walmart, you can get at some of the other arts and crafts store. But you want a light blue, and you want some white so you can put some clouds in it. And the clouds can be bubbly, or you see me do some things with it too. So then you gotta have some green, some very light green, and the dark green. And I'm gonna show you that black is very versatile and is helpful when you do trees and when you do the ground sometimes. So we're gonna get started, and the other thing is, this is just a plate that you might eat some hot dog on or something like that. Just plastic, no, styrofoam plate. And these are really helpful, it's inexpensive, and you can paint all day long. Don't use the good china that you eat on, please don't do that. All right, now, you're gonna need a spray bottle because I'm using acrylic paint, and sometimes if you start painting, then you start talking and you start playing and you want to come back to it and you say, oh man, it's hard. Just spray a little water on it and it's all right. You start right over. So, and the brushes I'm using, that's a very important thing. So, if you don't use the right brush, you won't get the right result. So some brushes are wide and you don't want to use them for certain lines and things like that. So you'll see what I do here. You got different size brushes. And anyway, you'll see as we go along. So I am going to start with my sky first. And really, we can start anywhere. We don't even have to start with the sky. It's just that I'm going to do it right now. So we'll get started with the sky. So here we go. All right, you following along, boys and girls? It really doesn't matter which one you start with first. And remember, the sky is up here and it comes down to the horizon, but you're going to see the trees that I put in, because the trees, when I first put them in, it's going to be all black, and you're going to wonder, why would he have black trees? And that's because that's the only way we can put shading in the trees before we put the trees in. But you will see, and you will say, ooh and ah. And I'm going to give you a tip too about doing these horizons and things like that. Oh, I didn't cover that too. You want to have something that you can put some water in, because when it's time to rinse out the brush to get the color out that you're going to use next, you got to have your water. So, and acrylic dries very fast. That's the other thing. And so what I'm going to do, so that, and I'm going to recommend you do this too. You can get a ruler and actually make your horizon line straight. Because if you don't, when you get finished, you'll be saying, my horizon is crooked, and that's not good, okay? As a matter of fact, you might want to even draw out the trees before you paint them. So I'm gonna make some make-believe trees here. And then I'm coming up like this. Okay, that's gonna be my trees. I'm gonna put some some closer trees. These one in the middle, they're farther away. But after I do that, then I'm gonna put some big giant trees in there. I'm gonna show you how to do that. Okay, so remember I told you we're gonna use black, and it's gonna amaze you how this black works when doing trees. And here we go. Just kind of twirl it like this. Doing your trees. And then when it dries, we're gonna come back in and we're gonna have some multicolored trees. And you will be amazed. Everybody doing all right? Y'all following along? Okay, I'm just checking. Keep painting. Don't stop. Don't go below the horizon line because then you will have a problem. Somebody cut your tree down. All right, everybody got the black trees? When you put these other colors in, you're going to be so amazed. And what do you call this? Sky right now. Yeah, sky. And this, horizon, middle ground, and foreground. You're right. Okay, all right. Just checking. Just checking. Everybody all with me? You can, and make sure when you do these trees that you don't do a line, because some trees are taller. See, the top of this one got a little higher. Then this one is a little higher, right? Please don't do straight trees over the top, because those aren't trees at that time. And it'll be something else. You don't want anybody to laugh at your tree. Trees don't like when people laugh at them. All right? Okay. All right. Now, we're gonna let that dry. And while that's drying, I'm gonna put some green for this grass. Because and you wanna change, all right? You don't want your colors to blend. You know how it is when your mom puts the rice and they put the peas and stuff like that, and you don't want them to touch. All right, you don't want the colors to touch either. Because that's just not good, really not good. Okay, now, now we're doing putting some green grass in here. And you want to put some dark green. And you know what? It wouldn't even hurt if you did the grass black first. And you're going to see why once we put the green in the trees. Everybody with me? Need me to slow down? Oh, speed up. Don't paint too slow. Because you never make any accidents with acrylic paint. All right? You never make mistakes. You make happy accidents, not mistakes. All right? So, if your green goes in here, up on the black, don't worry about it. Take some black and go over it. Guess what? You can't even see the green. So, don't cry if it happens now. Please don't. Everything's going to be all right. You don't make any mistakes. Just happy accidents. And I borrowed that from Bob Ross. And you can do this too, because if, you know what, if this was an ocean and you make like this, these makes waves if we were actually working in blue, but we're not, so. So don't worry. When we get finished, we're gonna have some big giant trees in the front of these trees in a minute. And so while I'm doing this, these trees are drying, I hope. As a matter of fact, trees come in different shapes, sizes, and colors. So some of the trees are gonna be green, have green leaves, and some of the trees are gonna have red leaves. And that contrast, say it with me, contrast, okay, shows the difference between one color and another color. Really extreme differences that make it look very beautiful. Now I'm doing this just to get the green in here like as quickly as I can. Okay, everybody with me? Get all your green in there. Now, when the acrylic dries, something else that you can do is you can use color pencils, different color pencils, to actually supplement the paintbrush. So use different color pencils, and what I'm using is Prismacolor, and these are very good color pencils, and they work very good on paint. Okay, so now I'm going to add another shade of green on here, and we're going to see some things that just amazes you. So I think I will take this brush and get this lighter green way close up here, because you're looking at a meadow, a field, and it has different colors in it. It's even good if you put yellow in it, and I'm going to show you in a minute how that yellow really works with this green. Okay, not a lot, but you know what? You can actually play with this and put a lot in there or a little. It doesn't really matter. Now, I'm going to put just a little more black on here, and I'll use this. It's good to use a straight edge so that you can fill in the black without going below the green. One more time. Okay, now so you don't get paint all over your clothes, so that you don't get it all on your hands, then it's just hard to wash it off. Then you might do like this and get it on your face, and you scratch your nose and you got paint on your face. It doesn't really look too cool. So we're going to use this green and make our leaves, and then we're going to come back and really quickly do the okay, here go the trees. Now, you want to put the green. I'm using a sponge. I don't know if I covered that, but this is a sponge, and this sponge is the kind that has a lot of holes in it. So you want to use that, and it looks like now these looks like kind of like make sure you rinse the water out of the sponge, or you have it running down the page like this one is. And it's okay to do this. Look, ta-da, it's fixed already. Now, okay, following along. Looking like a lot of pine trees. A lot of trees. And then you want to go above the trees a little bit. Now my easel needs to keep still. He's not cooperating. So maybe if I set the easel right, he'll cooperate. Now he is. Okay, so. See, he stopped moving. See, he stopped moving. And if you come below the line, it's not bad because we're working with green. So now that is one set of green. Now I'm going to use a brighter green to come over that. And this brighter green is because the sun is hitting the tops of the trees. Okay? So, sun hitting the tops of these trees. Okay? You can go fast, you can go slow. Now, I'm going to do something. I'm going to use, I can do this because I got an apron on. You can't do it. Okay, now, you can do this with my color pencil. I'm gonna make the trees. There's a lot of trees in here. So you do this, And look, now you got trees. But the closer you get here, they got to get smaller because they're farther away. And coming up on this side, you make them taller again because they're getting closer. And don't make them straight like that because trees have different shapes. Some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller. Okay? See, now we got a lot of trees back in here. Everybody see? Now, why would I want to mess with perfection? I don't know, but I have to. That's just something I do. So, I know we're doing good on time. I hope you guys are keeping up with your time. Because you don't have to race, but you know, you can take your time and do all kinds of creative stuff with this. See, this is, you can put some yellow in there. And actually you can take the brush and you can kind of dab it like that up there and do that too. But now he's trying not to cooperate. So now we're going to do a big tree. And this big tree is something not to be afraid of, okay? People will see it and they'll go, oh no, he's gonna mess up the whole picture. But I'm not. I'm gonna do it like this. This tree is closer. That's why it's bigger than the other ones. Okay? And we don't want that one to be lonely, so we want to give him another friend, and he's going to be like right here. Okay. Now, those two trees, and I'm going to do an even bigger tree. This one is so big, he comes like this. Let me get some more black. And it's not going to take us long, but I want you to see that you never make mistakes with these. And you can do, and trees come in very different shapes and sizes. And in a minute, this tree is going to go from black to almost white. And it'll look like some birch trees. If you look it up, birch trees are really beautiful trees. I'll let this tree have a friend too. He's so big, he's off the page. Now, the way, let's see. Now we're going to make sure that this tree looks like a real birch tree. And how we do that is we take some white, not much, but we do this with the tree. You kind of make a curve when you do this. You hit it and you do like a C, like a small C. You do that with this one. You do that with this one. It's a bigger tree, so we need a little more. Everybody with me? The tree's looking good? Don't worry if you come outside the line, because you can take some black and actually correct it. Okay. Okay, now, let's see. I think I'm doing pretty good with time to just add some limbs on the tree. And let me look for my limb maker. I'll use this one. And when you do these limbs, you can kind of come like this. You don't want to make straight lines. Okay? And you just want to make a few limbs. And now we're going for something that's going to really set it off on the left and the right. Some people know what I'm talking about. Right? They say, y'all gonna hear me? Okay. Now, I am going to make some leaves for the tree. And some trees have red leaves. Now, I didn't do the black because it's kind of getting short on time, but I just wanted you to see how you could do that. And what you want to do is like this, just put it lightly to the bottom because these are the leaves that fell on the ground. Okay, so we got some big trees, some small trees, some green leaves, some red leaves, and some green gloves. Whatever you do, don't put this on your clothes because it's not good. Ta-da! So, I'm gonna put this over here, and let's see if we need to do something else. Well, right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this off so we can see what happens when we pull off the tape off. Okay, be very careful pulling the tape off because you don't want to rip the picture. So, it's okay to rip the tape, but don't rip the picture. And the tape is trying to be difficult, but here we go. And you want to pull down like how I'm pulling down, because if you pull up, it's easier to rip the picture. Now you see why I said you need to tape it before you paint it, because when you get finished, you do this, and it's a miracle. Uh-oh, it's coming off. Ta-da! Now, here we go. And big tree, little tree, small tree, red leaves, green leaves. Now, aren't you happy that you made some beautiful trees? Now you gotta maybe plant a tree, but don't wait for it to grow big to paint it. You can paint as many trees as you want, and big as you want, as small as you want. And any questions, boys and girls? If you got any questions, you gotta hit me up on the next show, or find Miss Sheila and hit her up. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Every day we learn something new. It was nice to talk and read to you. Glad that we came together, and thankful for your smiling face. We sang, we laughed, we danced, we played. Miss Sheila, so glad you shared your day.